I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you?
Ooh, digging for poverty? Oh my God. Look, this one is clear. There's 4 different types of women. Of course, there's more, but there's 4 that I recognize. Wife, companion, fun girl, or gold digger. Now, she just let you know where she falls on that, in those categories. But here's a better question. Can you see why Anthony Edwards didn't want anything to do with her? Is it a smart move for him to try to pay her off with a huge lump sum for 18 years? We're gonna get into that. But first, we're gonna check out this viral clip of a woman who's telling this story from her perspective, and then we'll get back into the actual baby mama. Now, before we do any of this, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Like this video, then subscribe to the channel because I'm posting daily content. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal. So here we go.
Did you hear the rumor that NBA star Anthony Edwards told a judge that he wanted to pay 18 years of child support up front because he didn't want to have nothing to do with his baby mama or their child? This is 38-year-old Aisha Howard, a brand ambassador who gave birth to a daughter named...
A brand ambassador? Brand ambassador? Is that what we're going with? That's what we're going to get food with? You know what? Let's look this up. What is a brand ambassador on Instagram? On Instagram, a brand ambassador is a long-term partner or spokesperson who promotes a company's products or services, embodies its values, and uses their platform to build awareness and engagement. I don't think that's what she was doing, but let's continue.
Aubrey in October of 2024. And this is Anthony Edwards. He plays ball for the Minnesota Wolves. And apparently and allegedly, he got 3 different women pregnant last year. He met Aisha in Georgia. And after he got her pregnant, she sent him a text message letting him know that he was going to be a father. Anthony immediately told her to have an abortion. And she said she didn't want to do it because she had just had an abortion 2 years ago and she regretted it. So he told her that child...
Now, we know why she regrets it. We know why she regrets it. The wall comes for us all. Let's continue. Retirement plan. Successful. Here we go.
Gonna be fatherless, and then he blocked her on every social media platform to let her know he was serious. He did not want a child with her. So she went through the entire pregnancy alone, and right before she gave birth, she moved to California and had the baby named Aubrey in a California hospital. As soon as she gave birth, she filed a paternity lawsuit in California asking for Anthony to be added to the birth certificate and for him to reimburse her for all of the costs associated with her pregnancy and to establish child support to support her and the child for the duration of the child's childhood. After they took a DNA test and Anthony was the father, he said, "That's okay, I'm the father, but I don't want visitation rights or custody. She can have her." The only thing Anthony asked for was for child support to be determined in Georgia because he believed Aisha moved to California so that she can get a bigger child support payment out of him. So he filed a separate...
So this woman is real. When it comes to gold digging, oh my God, she's digging for diamonds. She's digging for platinum. She's digging for real. Like, oh my God, she tried to make it seem like she lives in California so she could get more. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're getting ready to hear from her next. I'm gonna let this go for a little while longer, but here we go.
Paternity lawsuit in Georgia and waited. And lo and behold, the California judge agreed with Anthony and determined that the Georgia judge will preside over the child support case. And then rumors began circulating that Anthony asked to pay the entire 18 years of child support up front because he don't want to have nothing to do with Aisha. Even though there's absolutely no evidence that he really said that, people are angry and saying, dang, he must seriously hate her and that child. People are debating what happened to Aisha, where she couldn't lock down this YN.
Let's not say that he hates the child. Now, if there is anyone he hates, it may be the woman, but the child, I doubt that. I doubt that. But her, I wouldn't. Why? Well, I mean, can you imagine how the conversations would go? Like after? Because I always tell you guys there's 3 times, like there's a point in a woman's life where it is the most difficult to deal with a woman. Her period, postpartum, and menopause. They're talking crazy. They are crazy. For real, the real kind. But without further ado, let's get to the real clip. Here we go.
I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time somebody says, do you even love that baby? You kept that baby for a check. Oh yeah, baby, I'm on one tonight. We gonna talk about it. Cause see, I sat back and I watched y'all in your dirty.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna let her finish. Trust me, I'm gonna let her finish. But I have to point this out. The crazy thing is she is not admitting to loving Anthony Edwards or the baby. Like she's acknowledging the paycheck and she's shooting shots because of the paycheck, but I don't really hear anything about love for anything or anyone. Let's continue.
Bonnets, lay back on your headboards or in your cars with the cloth seats. I saw you, and you voiced your opinion about what you would have did if you were in my situation with my options that you do not have and you probably never will. How you gonna tell me what you would have did with my situation when you had a baby for your weed man, or you had a baby for that dude that be robbing everybody, or you had a baby for the booster, or you had a baby for the dude that you have to run down for $250. Yeah, let's talk about it. I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check.
Thank God for the internet. Oh my goodness. Isn't it a lovely sight to see when the truth actually comes to light? Isn't it good to know that it wasn't you, it was your money? It wasn't you, it was the lifestyle that you could provide. It wasn't you, it was everything you could do for her. Isn't it just a lovely feeling? All right, enough of the sarcastic talk. This right here is amazing to me. This is amazing because she didn't mention love for anyone, right? Not Anthony Edwards, not the baby. Like clearly this is all for her, right? This is literally her survival technique. And let me go ahead and tell you, this was an amazing choice. In fact, this probably was the best choice. Now, there's one thing I'm gonna disagree with the first woman with. Now, I don't know who else her options. I don't know who else was an option for this woman, but I can tell you, Anthony Edwards was the best option financially because he's the only one that I know. I mean, because I ain't really do too much research on her. Maybe I should have, but I'm looking at this situation and saying Anthony Edwards is about to get a super max contract, right? Like he's finna be, one of the highest paid NBA. Matter of fact, hold on. What is Anthony Edwards' current NBA salary? Wow. This is why Anthony Edwards wanted to go ahead and pay her ass off. Get on up out of here. Get your ass up out of here. He's making 48 million. Let's just round that up and say he's making 50 million this season. So if he can pay her off and get rid of her, oh my gosh, that would be lovely, right? Now, initially, I thought, man, this is genius. This is beautiful, right? To be able to get a woman off your back for 18 years, you pay her off and go live your life. Oh my gosh, it sounded like at least a decent idea. Decent because at least he's saying that he's gonna pay, right? But shout out to Coach Greg. Child support is literally an open lawsuit. This lawsuit is open for the next 18 years. So initially, I thought this was a smart move on his behalf, but then I realized when it comes to Anthony Edwards, he not only is he immature, but he is reckless. Now, when I'm saying reckless, I mean he's talking real reckless for a guy who hasn't won a ring yet. The older NBA guys are constantly, on his head because they like, bro, you ain't winning nothing, but you talking like you have won some stuff. And listen, I totally understand that. Just like I understand that how old is he? I was finna say he's 24. Let's see. How old is Anthony Edwards? How old is Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards is 23 years old.
Okay, so Anthony Edwards is 23 years old, and I believe this woman is 38 or 39. Do you guys know what that means? That means her retirement plan has been secured. As long as this guy stays healthy, as long as this guy has money, period, her retirement plan is safe. Now, this does not mean that she's not gonna go find somebody else, right, and do the same thing, because it sounds like there's somebody else, and based on that picture, it looks like it's rapper Lil Baby, right? So she got rapper Lil Baby and she got Anthony Edwards. Who else is she looking to get? Who else is she looking to put on the team? Who else is she looking to extract money from? She clearly is never looking to work. So that whole brand ambassador stuff, we can crumple that up and throw that away. That's BS, right? That is total BS. Now, can you guys see why Anthony Edwards doesn't want to deal with her? Can you see why he doesn't want anything to do with her and the child? I want y'all to think about this, right? Because I always point this out. The worst times to deal with a woman during her period, postpartum, and menopause. Oh my God. Because they're crazy. Postpartum, they're crazy. They're talking crazy. The things that they're saying, the aggressiveness in which they're saying it, the disrespect. Oh my goodness. If you've never been through it, then you've never been through it. And I'm going to say some are worse than others. But can you imagine how she was talking to Anthony Edwards after she had this baby? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the things that she was saying? And she was, and I'm saying this because if he didn't want the baby, because I heard that there was another woman that he was offering $100 grand to go get the abortion done, right? Now, this woman's like, 100 grand, nigga, you got me effed up, right? So she's taking this deal. Now, it would have been smart. It would be smart for her to take the lump sum if somehow Anthony Edwards' career ends and, he can't play basketball anymore, right? So that would be the smart part. But now knowing that child support is an open case until that child is 18 or 19 in some states, women gamble on themselves. Women gamble, and they will gamble it all. They risk it all. They will bet everything on themselves. So guess what? He's not getting out of this one. She's going to make sure she gets the maximum She's gonna make sure she gets the absolute most she can possibly get out of this young man. And guess what? No one feels sorry for Anthony Edwards. No one. In fact, Brittany Renner, I believe, was the one who said basketball players are dumb or athletes are dumb. I can't really remember which one, but she just kind of proved it right here, meaning that these guys are literally just releasing off into this woman. Now, let me say this, because I know there's some guys out there who are going to criticize Anthony Edwards, and, you know, I'm not here to defend him, but the majority of us have released in women, whether it's on accident, right? Because of, you know, having those nights. And a lot of us have definitely been reckless, a lot of us. But I want y'all to think about this. If you're suddenly the most financially attractive you can possibly be in your life, you got your body together, right? See, you don't have to have all of them, although I do encourage you, right? When I say adapt, or when I say get yourself together, get your mind, get your body, get your finances, get your spirit together, right? Now, I don't know if Anthony Edwards has his mind together, but he definitely has his body together, and he definitely has his finances together. Now, with this being said, he's going to have to pay the price. Again, I don't think anyone feels sorry for him, but we're all looking at the woman and saying, dang, is this what dating has really turned into? And for NBA players, it's been like this. This is not a new thing. This is something that is very, very common, more than any of us cares to actually know. The crazy thing is, this is a cougar. Remember, she's 38 or 39. What, a 23-year-old? Hey, it just proves one thing, fellas. It's all about the money. If that woman got a chance, if she has the opportunity to be with somebody who has a whole bunch of money, guess what? She going. She going. And we already know how reckless he is or was. Would that be you? After now hearing what's going on in this video, after now knowing that you cannot, now I did read something that said it's possible, right? There is no legal document that says that you can't pay it all up front, but you must know, you must be smart enough to know that that woman can come back for more because it's an open case. So yes, you can pay her as much as you want, but here's the thing, it can be modified, and that's the scary part. But I got a question for you. What do you think? How do you feel about this entire situation? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that this video is done, do me a favor, especially if you like this video. Like it. Go ahead, click that button, and then subscribe to the channel because I'm bringing content every single day. Other than that, I will see you on the next one. Peace.